It's the Big J and BB Show with Joey Real Talk Catrano and Ryan whatever he can come up with before the podcast starts, Ebner.
Always new nicknames.
Dude, yeah,
I like it. Keep it
I think of it as I get ready. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. I am Ryan Green Machine Ebner, a.k.a. BB, a.k.a. member of Swole Team 6, a.k.a. the man followed on Twitter by John Cena himself. And I am joined by...
Joey Real Talk Catrano.
Metal Mike!
And Guadalupe, he'll mow your lawn, Escobar.
Rip.
I like how he faded away. That was really good. It was good. This is the Big J and BB Show, and this is our first episode of our newest adventure, our Weebcast, our anime show. This will be the four of us. This will be our core thing that we like to do. Maybe we bring in other people as we go. But as always, you can find information on that and listen to us. Go to Twitter at Big J and BB Show, Facebook.com/Big J and BB Show, Instagram at Big J and BB Show. You can find us on podcast platforms by searching the Big J and BB Show, YouTube.com/Big J and BB Show. And anywhere else? Oh yeah, of course, duh. You can buy the Big J and BB Show shirt and the Undead Red Bull shirt at streamlabs.com/Undead Red Bull. And I think that's all the plugs. Oh, and this is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. All right, so this is an anime podcast, as I said. So to give everybody kind of an introduction, I thought we would introduce ourselves. And we would give you 5 of our favorite animes. It's not necessarily a top 5. It's not necessarily the 5 greatest of all time, in our opinion. It's just 5 animes that we like. So I'll start with Junior.
So I got DBZ, I got Naruto Shippuden, Overlord, SAO, which is Sword Art Online, and Yu Yu Hakusho.
Now, before we continue to everyone else's list, you kind of explain why those are your 5.
Well, wait, before you do that, I want to interject. Why did you say DBZ and not explain what it was, but you said SAO and said what it was?
Because DBZ, I mean, it's been out for so many fucking years already, and everybody knows what DBZ is. If you don't, you've never watched the anime at all, period.
Okay, I just want to know where you were standing on that. Gotcha. Okay, sorry, continue.
Alright, so reason why I picked these 5, obviously DBZ's got to be one of my favorites of all time. It was like one of the very first animes I've ever watched. Followed by that was Yu Yu Hakusho. It's a little bit further down the list. I know this isn't a top 5, however, it's still a little further down the list. Simply because I feel that the other ones had a bit more story and plot to them that I enjoyed a lot more. Shippuden, I just really enjoyed it. Overlord, same deal. Really good story. Funny ass, characters, great fights. SAO has a really good in-depth story that I really enjoyed. And Yu Yu Hakusho, simply for the fights. I mean, those fights were just epic.
All right, number 2, Mike.
Hi. Hello, everybody. Just here living my worst life. My shows I picked. I picked Konosuba, Mob Psycho 100, Samurai Champloo, Cowboy Bebop, Fate, and with an honorable mention of Dot Hack, The Legend of the Twilight Bracelet.
Now, why did those make your list?
Well, Konosuba is just, it's hilarious. Nothing but laughs from beginning to end. I can literally pick up any episode. Of course, you got to watch the first 1 or 2 to know the characters, but you can pick any of them, and there's not much of a story to follow, but it's just great. Mob Psycho, the art style, the colors, the fucking everything is awesome about it. But yeah, mainly just the art style, the everything. It's awesome. Check it out. Samurai Champloo, it's the fights. They're really well choreographed. Sorry.
You got it. I'm proud of you.
You're doing it.
Sorry. This is really good. The art style as well. It's got a lot of urban feeling to it, even though it's set in medieval Japan. It's really a show you got to check out. Cowboy Bebop, everybody knows Cowboy Bebop. The story is great. The fights are great. The characters are great. Everything's great about it. Fate, I just love Fate. All of them. Apocrypha, Unlimited Blade Works. This is awesome. If you need a show for a long time, not just to binge, just Fate. There's so many side stories of it. A lot of Fate.
Now, would you recommend with Fate only because like you talked about it so much and I started watching it? You would recommend them to look up the order, correct?
Just for the first two, because it goes Unlimited Blade Works and then Zero.
Mm-hmm.
From there on out, it branches off like so wild. Stories don't really have anything to do with each other, so you can actually start anywhere. But if you're gonna watch the first two, watch them in order. You know, first Unlimited Blade Works, then Zero, and then from there, do whatever you want.
Now you had your honorable mention.
Yep, Dot Hack, Legend of the Twilight Bracelet. So if you watch Dot Hack at all, you know it's really there's a lot to unpack, a lot to digest. It's a very heavy. Dot Hack, Legend of the Twilight Bracelet. It's more like a nice dessert after a heavy meal. It's really, really colorful, really vibrant, really lighthearted. It's just something you can watch. It's not very long, just something just to watch, and it's really nice. That's the best way I can describe it. That's why it's an honorable mention. It's something you can just watch and then just go on about your day.
All right. Well, that's Mike's list. Now, Joey, go ahead.
So for my list, I got starting off strong here, even though it's not a top 5. But Fighting Foodons. I got JoJo Bizarre's Adventure, Mob Psycho, Dragon Ball / Dragon Ball Super. Kind of double team those. My Hero Academia, and then an honorable mention, Pokemans.
Now, your list. I guess the explanation of your list.
So with Fighting Foodons, as you know, Ryan, anytime someone is like, animes, blah blah blah, what did you watch when you're younger? This is one of the first ones I say every time. And it's the same one where everybody's like, I don't know what the fuck that is. It's foods that fight. I loved it as a kid. Don't know why. Super dope. I really want to watch them again. I watched a couple clips. It was just a cool show that like is always on my mind constantly. Not too sure why, but that's why it's on there, because it's the one I always think about. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That one, I just love everything about it. The comedy's stupid. The fight scenes are hilarious. The whole storyline is just stupid. You got big hair and his old nose hairs. Yeah, I just enjoy the whole series there. Mob Psycho, similar to what Mike was saying, the art style is beautiful. The storyline is very intriguing. Pretty much everything about Mob is really good. I can't say anything bad about it, except like why isn't there another season of it yet? But that's cool. That's also one that's like highly recommended to anybody. Now, Dragon Ball Z / Dragon Ball Super, I'm combining all of it, but I wanted to put Super in its own thing, kind of, because Super was like kind of on a level of its own. I enjoyed that to like a different type of level. Maybe it's because I have like that's the first like I guess anime I got back into after like not watching anime for a while, so I really enjoyed that. And then My Hero Academia, I just love the storyline and all the different abilities everybody's got. Their quirks in that, right?
Yeah, that's their quirks.
What's it called? Okay, I've been watching way too many different things.
I was gonna say you're bouncing all over the place.
Yeah, I'm watching like 14 different things at the moment. It's awful. It's hard to keep track. But I love everything about the show. It's good. We're having to wait another 2 episodes
Yeah.
for English.
Yep.
So then finish the last 5 episodes. 4, 5. I don't know.
I don't remember. We literally talked about this the other day, but I couldn't tell you. But we've got a few that we got to finish.
It's just like a handful left.
Yeah.
It's pretty much fighting.
Gentlemen.
It's been a minute. The gentleman, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. And then my honorable mention, Pokemon, Because Pokemon.
Now, is there a specific Pokemon?
I like the beginning parts, like Kanto, Johto, like when it first started.
Johto.
And then I liked Sun and Moon. The other, I mean, Black and White was okay. Maybe better than okay. But I think Sun and Moon was the last one I like actually like kind of paid attention to a little bit.
Yeah, and he won.
Yeah. But I think Black and White is definitely going to be up there too, just because Black and White.
I get you. All right, well, awesome. I always honestly great to see Pokemon because it really does get shit on sometimes. But the beginning of Pokemon animes were really good, and I have heard from a lot of people that they liked Sun and Moon actually. So I'm excited for the new. The new one's been going on for free on their YouTube page, but the English dub is coming later, which we'll get to later in the show. My 5 are Dragon Ball, and that's all of it. That's Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super. Probably
GT?
maybe GT. Mike called me out on that earlier when I didn't mention it. And I would.
Oh, but it's okay not to mention it though.
It honestly though, but like I said then, like I always look at it on Funimation, and I kind of just want to rewatch it because I want to know, as like an adult, why I wouldn't like it. You know what I mean? Like I kind of understand the reasons of me maybe not liking it when I was younger, but I would like to rewatch it as an adult and see if maybe I was just being a punk. I don't know.
I mean, I think you'll enjoy it. It's a very enjoyable sideshow.
Yeah, like exactly. That's exactly what I was just about to say. Like, it's a sideshow. Like, none of the stuff that really happens is really canon to the rest of the series.
And
the way the series goes is it goes from Dragon Ball Z,
right,
and then Super picks up at the end of or not at the end, but after the events of Dragon Ball Z. Like, there's no real place where you can interject GT at.
Right, and I guess you didn't really have that problem until they started working on Super, but it was just I think people felt like GT just wasn't a good pickup, I guess, because it's so many years into the future as well, because Goten and all of them are older. But also, with being a side note, and I should have put this on here, but I haven't watched enough of it. I don't know if anybody's watched Dragon Ball Legends on YouTube, but
not yet.
They made that, it's only in sub, but they made that because they had the video game coming out, and it's honestly fucking awesome. Like, right away, it's Vegeta and Goku, and they're in Super Saiyan God, and then another Goku and Vegeta from a different reality, which is actually the GT reality, show up, and they're Super Saiyan 4, and it's like, you see everything. You see Trunks go Super Saiyan God at points, I think, and, like, all sorts of shit. I'm not caught up, but I've just heard it's crazy as shit. And it's like just every Dragon Ball character.
No, was it based off the game or was it based off the trading card?
They literally, I think it's both. I think it's based off a mobile phone game that came out, as well as a trading card. And they basically, Japan did it as a way of, because they wanted to publicize it more and give it more publicity, and they released this. And it actually picked up so much steam, they're like, oh shit, alright, well, I didn't know people would like this so much. I'm like, well, yeah, it's cool as fuck. You're just throwing all different, like, types of things at people that you would never have seen.
Yeah, like pretty much just throwing all the scenarios all to the fanboys. Like, this is what you want, here you go.
Exactly. So yeah, Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball Z, that all made my list as one top 5. My Hero Academia, Naruto, Demon Slayer, Cowboy Bebop. My honorable mention was Sailor Moon and Digimon. My Hero Academia, same thing Joey said. It's a great story. I love it. I love the story of Deku. I actually really enjoyed, if you haven't watched the last movie that came out, the Two Heroes one, I saw that in theaters with Mike and Salvatron Mecatrano and Alex, and like, that movie was so fucking good because it gave each of the students in class 1A their own little time to shine, which was awesome. And I do like My Hero Academia for that reason, with all the quirks and being able to see all the differences, and like the story of now Deku is going to be #1 hero. That's like the premise, and you got to figure out how that's going to happen. Like, that's really cool. Naruto, I'm in season 2 of Shippuden, so I can't say Shippuden off for me yet because like I haven't watched enough of it, but I've heard great things. But like, original Naruto, I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I think it's like, yeah, it gets a little annoying because you have a main character. It's like a kid, and they're loud as shit and annoying. But it's like, all right, you know, it still had some cool moments, and I enjoy Naruto for that. Demon Slayer, it's the one anime I recommend to Mike and Joey every single time. I recommend it. Junior, have you seen Demon Slayer?
No, unfortunately not.
Well, then all 3 of you needs to be watched. I know Joey and Mike told me they're waiting for dub, but if you don't mind sub, like needs to be watched. It's very good.
You're talking to me.
Exactly. Exactly. So you should watch Demon Slayer. It's really, really good. Demon Slayer. Real quick before I move on, Demon Slayer is like as like a new modern anime, kind of around the same time as like My Hero Academia and stuff like that. It just blew up. It's so much, and it's just the art style is great. The story's really good. I love that one very much. Cowboy Bebop, yeah, it's fantastic. It's one of the older animes that hold up so well. And if you're just looking to fuck around and watch a really cool anime, Cowboy Bebop's always a great choice. And then Sailor Moon and Digimon, I loved both of those growing up. Sailor Moon was actually the very first anime I ever watched, and then Dragon Ball Z was right after it. But I loved it so much. I still do. I went back and watched a few episodes again the other night just because I was like, fuck it. It's here. I'm just going to rewatch some Sailor Moon. And then Digimon, because I always found myself... I love the Pokemon animes, but I always found myself really enjoying the Digimon, especially the original Digimon anime, more. I liked the concept. I liked that the digivolving and everything like that. I always thought that visually appealed to me more, and like their attacks were super cool. And I like the group, I guess, the Digidestins, maybe more so than Ash Ketchum at times. But then Digimon kind of fell off a little bit, and I was like, ooh, well, Pokemon's still fucking going. Because I think Ash just turned like 30 years old the other day. So that's pretty, I mean, Digimon kind of slowed down and Pokemon kept going. But I do want to watch, was it Digimon Trace, something like that, where they're like adults or older. I would like to check out that too. But yeah, that's my list. And that's everybody's list. So I guess like what I could say about each one of the four of us is that we all kind of have like some similarities. Obviously, Dragon Ball and My Hero and Naruto and Cowboy Bebop and things like and Mob Psycho. So I think we all kind of have similar interests. I don't know. I mean, Joey, you when you started getting back into anime, I think Mike probably suggested a lot to you,
Well, Mike was Mob Psycho.
Mm-hmm.
Very much recommended that. And that's kind of what kick-started everything again.
Yeah, because I just think like...
And also why I made my list, because like it hit everything I was looking for.
Oh yeah, you did really like Mob Psycho. I haven't finished it, but I've heard...
Real quick before we move on.
Uh-huh.
I'd like to mention my honorable mention. I forgot to put it down on the list.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I started rewatching Blue Exorcist.
That's who's watching it on my Funimation. Yeah. I was like, who is watching this?
Yeah, so if you guys like want to check out like another short series, doesn't really have much. The storyline kind of moves on like from episode to episode kind of quickly. Doesn't have like a big in depth like some of these other ones. But some of the action scenes are really good. Art style is good. The storyline, it's pretty good if you keep up with it. And overall, like I said, it's not like exactly a top 5, but it is something you'd like at least want to check out.
All right, but yeah, I know. I saw it. I thought Tim was watching it because he asked for my Funimation info the other night, and I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, that's cool. And then I'm like, wait. And I asked him. He's like, no. And I'm like, oh, all right. I don't know who's watching this then. I think someone else. I think it must be Jose started One Piece. I was like, good luck, my friend. That is a long haul.
Wow.
So this is the anime show. That's our introduction for each of us. So you kind of get a idea of what we're into when we talk about anime and things like that. I guess we'll kind of, as we go and we do more episodes of this, we'll figure out like different things that we could do. Also, if anyone has like a cool anime name for the show that's not Weebcast, because apparently that's already taken, feel free to shoot that to us too. But just as we do with our gaming and our stuff ones, we do have some news, and we'll start with Chinese anime fans sent over 10,000 masks to Japanese city. The popular anime Love, Live, Sunshine is set in the Japanese city of Numazu, and the real-life mayor of Numazu recently showed boxes of the masks that fans of the anime from China sent to the city. Honestly, that's just super cool. Ninja.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
Alright, so One Punch Man live-action movie is being developed for Sony. The writers of Venom will be working on the movie. I guess first, like, and we'll start in order. We'll go with Junior first. But, do you want this?
No. Like, please, Hollywood, Bollywood, any wood, stop trying to take anime. Stop trying to take video games stop trying to make them into live actions. There's
No, because if
a
they were
lot
gonna
of
be
video
live
games.
action, that pisses me
No,
off. Sorry.
exactly. It's
Fuck.
just the biggest problem I have with all this is that a lot of these games and a lot of these, animes that they try to turn into live actions, there's so much in depth behind each character. However, they only have about 2 hours, or maybe in the case of Lord of the Rings, 3-4 hours to cram everything into those 4 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whereas you're talking like, let's take One Piece for example. If that were to become a live action, you cannot fit 900 episodes into 2 hours. I'm sorry, that's just not going to happen. You're going to be cutting out so much. The characters are not going to make any sense. You're going to know, what's going on between, the villain and the hero as to why they're, fighting, other than the fact that he looks like the bad guy.
Right.
So please, Hollywood, I'm pleading with you. Stop.
Mike, you're a
For
huge
real.
One Punch Man fan. Would you take a movie, or do you even want it? Perhaps.
I don't know. That's that's my answer. Because I mean, we saw what happened with Avatar. It's not an anime, but we saw what they did. It's not the same studio, but I mean, also Fox had Dragon Ball Z Evolution. Remember that disaster? Yeah, you remember.
Exactly. That is exactly
So-
true. My point.
So it's like One Piece being developed by Netflix or whatever. It's anime for a reason, and I think it should stay in that format.
Yeah, no, I get you. Yeah.
There's certain things that are kind of hard to pull off live action and make them look the way they're supposed to. I get maybe they're trying to get a different audience, but it's a big no for me, dog.
Joey, you've been so vocal this whole time, and I feel like you're super mad, so I'm gonna let you go.
Well, it's kind of like what they were saying already. Just like, why? Who wants this? You can't cram. I'm like One Punch Man. I get it because it's only a season, but like, even then, like, why? It's not over. Why make a movie?
Mhm.
Who wants the movie? Who gives a shit? Keep the anime going.
Right.
Same thing like what we were mentioning the Avatar. Who
Oof.
wanted that? No. That Dragon Ball movie? What the fuck? That was beyond trash. That made me think like, have you guys ever watched Dragon Ball Z or like nah? And
their
just
hair was so bad. Oh my fucking!
it was just so stupid. Even when he did his little like energy blast and like
The only thing that
It's
movie had in
pathetic.
common with the movie was the character names. That was it. The storyline was completely
they were in
off in their own
fucking high
storyline.
school.
That's what I'm saying. It was their own
Why?
storyline. It didn't make any sense.
Oof. Is there anybody? I guess. Why? No. I guess before I go to that, but yeah, I agree. I mean, like, I think certain like you mentioned video games, and like for me, video games in particular, like, or even some animes. If you really want to live action it has to be a series, right? It has to just be. Like in your point with One Piece, and that's 900 something episodes. How are you going to fit that into 4 hours? Well, no, you would have to, I guess, make each movie an arc, right? And I don't know if that works. I honestly don't. I've never. It's probably because we've never seen an example of one that works. Like the most, like you guys said, Avatar, Dragon Ball Z. Those are pretty fucking shitty. Like those are really bad, and there's just not. Off the top of my head, anything that like jumps out at me is like a good version of that per se. Now, I mean, I think it comes to a point that some of these companies have the rights and they're like, well, it's just kind of sitting here, so like what are we gonna do with it? It's like Naruto is also working on a live action movie, and that's from Lionsgate Studios. The thing with that is like, why you can already see the story. You can go back and rewatch the fucking story if you want. So, and then like Joey, you said like One Punch Man's not even done yet. So like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Is there anybody though that you would maybe jumps out at you that you would cast as the bald hero?
Probably The Rock.
I was gonna say Michael Cera. Fuck it. Just
No,
have
I'm
him
gonna
shave
be
his
I'm gonna
head.
be honest. Probably just some random dude that nobody knows, because I feel like that's a good role for that person.
Mm-hmm.
Because you figure like when you like One Punch the movie, people are like, "Who the fuck? What? I don't know."
Even-
They're like starring this guy, and you're like, "Okay."
You're like, yeah, even
I
Weebs
guess
would
I
be
have nothing
mad.
else
They'd be
to
like,
do.
why did you fucking do this? Why did you make
Well,
this?
who's the actor that played Professor X in one of the latest X-Men?
James McAvoy.
Okay, he could probably pull it off.
Because you've seen him bald. Is that what you're going off?
Pretty
right
much.
now?
I mean, that's the only reason I have right now.
Like
But
Jason
at the same time,
Statham.
he is a good actor, though. I mean,
yeah.
No, I agree with you. I mean, did anybody see the someone did Ryan Reynolds bald dressed up as him, and like what he would look like? And I was, God damn it! I'm like, just
Wow.
fucking stop, leave it alone. He's been Deadpool and Pikachu for Christ's sakes, leave it alone. But yeah, no, I don't see like, I mean, I'm not gonna be super like fuck it, like I'm never. It's gonna. I mean, I don't know if it would suck. I just track records tell me it probably would suck.
I would have to see the trailer first,
Oh.
to see if it interests me at all.
It won't.
And then
One-
let's see.
I was gonna say one thing, before we move on.
Uh-huh.
Anybody in the comments or anybody wants to phone in or whatever as to who does enjoy Dragon Ball Z, the Evolution movie, or who did enjoy the Avatar, let us know why, and let us know, let us know why, and we'll tell you why you're wrong.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm like, if
That
there's
sounds
somebody
fun.
out there that like really fucking likes it, like feel free to
I mean,
tell
like
me.
I said, I would like to hear their reason,
Mhm.
why they enjoyed it, and obviously they're going to be wrong about it, but still, it would be interesting to hear.
And also, if you really want more anime live action, besides the Naruto movie and a One Punch Man movie being in the work, Disney Plus, who has the rights to Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, is rumored to be working on a live action DBZ TV show centered around Vegeta. Cause fuck it. Why not? Fuck it. Like, I don't know.
Well, didn't you say you're waiting for Vegeta to like have his moment or something?
And
I'm
this
like,
is
well, that's
it?
not how it works.
Is this it?
They're like, fucking throw him a bone, give him his own fucking movie.
Holy shit. I'd be pissed. I'd be so
Ooh.
upset. I didn't even know Disney got the rights to that. It must have been in the Fox deal that they must have gotten Dragon Ball Z.
Something.
And I mean, like, to me, like, all right, man, let's do it. Let's give me Marvel clashing with Dragon Ball Z. Let's fucking do it. Let's run it. And
But
here
like,
it
who's
goes.
asking for that?
Nobody, honestly, but like, I don't know.
Goku
I mean,
just shows up to fight Thanos for the 4th time. Give me your energy.
Like,
I don't know,
God
man. It's
damn.
live action. It's gonna suck anyway. At least make it fun, Give me fucking Aaron Paul as One Punch Man and make him say bitch a lot. There,
Or just say
Hey,
God
I
damn
can
it
see that.
over and
Make
over.
it
science
super
bitch, and
funny
then punch somebody.
and vulgar. I could get behind that.
Yeah, make it fun. If it's gonna suck, at least make it fun. Make it worth my fucking money to go watch this movie.
Or at least worth the time to pirate it.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy shit. Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you. If it's like, cause there's just no good examples, but like they just want to keep doing it. I'm like, all right, fuck it.
I mean, at this point, it's like they're throwing like, a handful of darts at the dartboard. Like something's got to stick.
Right. And they're taking I mean, I'll give them credit. They're taking a lot of big names, right? Okay, so One Piece is in the works at Netflix. Naruto, the movie, is in the works with Lionsgate. Dragon Ball Z series, all of a sudden, live action is working with Disney Plus. Like, they're taking big franchises, but the problem with that is that those franchises have such a strong following that if you fuck that up, it's really, really shitty. Like, Warcraft, for instance, right? And I don't think that was fucked up badly in any way. I thought that was still good. I enjoyed that. But that's such a divisive fan base that if you fuck that up in the slightest way, people are pissed. You know what I mean? Whereas if you just took some random ass anime and you decided to make it live action, maybe you don't get as big of a fucking mob at you, of people just angry. But yeah, just leave anime alone. Like, let it stay in its animation form. Just
Or if you are gonna take an anime, don't do one that requires like you to do shit.
true.
Like like it's a lot of special effects. Like if there's a lot of like special monsters and magic and projectile shit, probably don't make that one live action.
Right.
Do one about the samurai guy who fights shadows. Do that one.
Oh
that's
yeah.
easy.
Samurai Champloo wouldn't be bad, because that one doesn't really have doesn't have a lot of elaborate fight. I'm not saying they should. I said it. I said my point. Hollywood, don't do it. I'm just giving an example. If they want to, there's not a lot of like magic or monsters or whatever like that. It's just pretty much samurais fighting. Like it's a really good story, in-depth story.
See, I'm gonna disagree with you guys again. I'm gonna say make the fucking most expensive movies you can. Make it, hurt your pocket. That way you lose money and you learn your lesson. Stay out of our fucking
Damn.
lane.
Damn.
Now,
Okay.
I would
Get
say
fucked.
when it comes to CGIing, okay, so some people may disagree with me, and that's fine. But I saw Detective Pikachu, and as a Pokemon fan, just seeing the Pokemon in the real world and everything and how they did that was great. Like some of them look terrifying, okay, but
Mr.
guess what?
Mime.
If the fucking Pokemon were real, they would also look fucking terrifying. They wouldn't
I
look
mean,
cute.
Beedrill's real.
Oh
Have you
yeah,
turned on the
murder
news?
hornets. Yeah, murder hornets. You're right, 100%. So like, I thought that was interesting by them to do that, and there are examples of it where that kind of works. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Oh, and you know what? I didn't even mention the other one. Cowboy Bebop series is in the works at Netflix too, live action. And what's his name from Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle? Didn't he get hurt filming? I think he like broke his leg or something.
Like Joey said, those are easy to
Oh,
make.
yeah.
Man. Those are more.
Yeah, see, that one might be worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are more realistic animes. It's not like some guy throwing fucking a plasma beam out of his ass. It's just some dude fighting and shooting guns and shit.
Okay, I'll get you that. All right. Moving on from ours being just angry as shit about anime being live action.
I'm just mad in general. I'm a very angry person.
I'm just fucking
It's his
pissed.
middle name.
Yeah, he's Metal Mad Mike. Demon Slayer, the movie trailer for Mugen Train debuts, and it's super fucking badass. I'm the only one here that watched Demon Slayer, so I guess I'll be the one that handles this. It will take place right after season 1, and it will be the next major arc for the show. It basically is season 2 of the show. Manga readers know it's coming. I've heard crazy things about it that I'm so hyped. It's literally the whole movie is them on this train with all these demons, and like it's gonna be fucking awesome. The movie comes to Japan October 16th. Season 2, like a show, which I guess is gonna be kind of considered season 3, is also already in development, which is awesome. The dub version of season 1 is finishing up on Toonami, so I'm waiting for it to get on Funimation so that I can make these dub listeners, Joey and Mike, watch it finally. It's so fucking good. Can't wait. And as of May, they now have over 60 million copies of manga in circulation, which breaks a record that One Piece had since like 2009, I think it is. So
That's wild.
yes, I mean Demon Slayer, and it just came. The manga actually ended about a week ago. I want to say from this recording, I want to say about a week ago.
So
And
the story is ended then.
the main story of Demon Slayer has now officially ended, and that's why people are like, "Holy shit! No, it can't be done." Like this, it blew up so big. Garenge by Lisa, which is the theme song, the opening song for the whole season 1, like went on like the Japanese Billboard charts and like set records as an anime song being on the charts and shit, and like the amount of time it's been up to number 1 at most streamed and things like that. The show like is huge, specifically in Japan. So now I believe they have announced that, or it's teased, I guess, at the end of the manga that it looks like they're going to have a spin-off, which would be cool, because I think that the story has been so good, and I want to see where Demon Slayer goes from there. But like I said, I highly recommend anybody who hasn't watched Demon Slayer to watch it. If you can watch it in sub, if you don't mind that, do it. If you really want to wait for dub, no big deal. Wait for it. I don't know if I can go back. I mean, I'm going to try when it comes out in dub to rewatch it. But the problem is that because I watched it in sub, I have like a kind of like, I think this is how the character should fucking sound. And then I saw the trailer and I'm like, that's not how that character should fucking sound. And it
Right.
bugged me. And it's kind of like the Dragon Ball Z thing, right? Where like I am so used to the dubbed voice actor of Goku and
Yeah.
his when he powers up and everything. And then when I get in the Japanese version, it's wah! I get real fucking pissed.
Sounds like he's 10 years old.
Yeah, I get real fucking mad. So,
Yeah.
but if you haven't watched it at all and you wait for the dub, it won't bother you. You'll be all right. All right. My Hero Academia season 5 has been confirmed. Funimation
Yeah.
is moving forward with dubbing the rest of season 4 during quarantine, which I don't know if you guys saw them actually do that. Like the whoever the producer is or whatever, they sent each character or each voice actor like their own little recording setup, and they record each of their lines one-on-one or one-on-one or one-on-two, and then the editing, the producer, she puts them all together then for each episode at the end. That's fucking wild to do that at home. Like, that's just nuts to me. But I'm really glad they're doing it. 86 and 87 are up on there now. 88 and 89 should be up there shortly. And then, like Joey said earlier, we can go and finish it. Because now, Junior, you aren't watching My Hero Academia, right?
I did watch up to like maybe halfway through season 3.
Okay.
That was about it. Kind of like what you were saying, you know, with Dragon Slayer as far as dubbed versus subbed. I watched maybe like 1 or 2 episodes because I was watching it all in subbed, and then I watched 1 or 2 episodes in dubbed, and hearing some of the voices, it just kind of put me off. I mean, I don't want to throw shade on the anime itself. The anime is, from what I watched in subbed, is good. I love the character development. I love the art style. I love the fights. But just, it's kind of like when you get, you know, how can I say it? When you kind of like get like put off on something, you know, once, it kind of a little bit hard to try to get back to it, you know, try to look at the good points of it again. You know, so I'm slowly trying to get back into it. Like, every time I come, you know, pull out my cues or whatever, like, I feel like watching it, rewatching it or whatever, but at the same time, it's like, I can't get that guy's voice out of my head, you know, and it just keeps putting me off.
Oh yeah, Shigaraki, right? Isn't that who it is?
The guy, the guy with the hand on his face.
Yeah.
Hearing him in dubbed, he just sounds like a fucking emo teen. I'm sorry, but in the
that's
subbed
kind of what he
version,
is, though.
I know, but the thing is, like, in the subbed version, he actually sounds like a proper villain. Like, he has like character development going for him, whereas on dubbed, it's like, no, I want to be the bad guy. You're not the bad guy. I am. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up, man.
Yeah, and that'll be kind of the thing when you bounce, if you bounce between sub and dub, that tends to happen. Now, Mike, have you watched any of it in sub since we left off, or no?
No, I haven't.
I was gonna say I didn't think so, because I remember Marcos was like telling us that we had to watch it, and we're like, no.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing in like you guys. You know, there's an expectation of like how something's supposed to sound, and if it doesn't, it's just like it's bugging me.
I get you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
100%. Joey, like Joey and I touched upon earlier, like we're waiting for it. So I am super excited for it to finish because like I've heard great things about how this season ends, and I'm just like, I have to wait. I can't do it. I can't watch it in sub. God damn it, I can't.
Oh.
But shout out to them for getting that done. And there's a bunch of other ones too. Like I think they were able to dub up some of the One Piece, and they're putting that out there because they're very, very behind in the dub on that. So like that's cool if Funimation's working on that. We did the Disney Plus. Netflix now has added Avatar, the series, to its catalog. Has anybody started rewatching it?
Almost done with the first season.
How? I was gonna say, Junior. I was gonna say, I'll start with you. Like, how does it feel to go back and rewatch it?
Oh, it's nostalgic as fuck. I mean, I can, like, I don't want to say I memorize every single person's line, but I know exactly second by second as to what's going on. And it's not like any typical movie where, like, you've seen it once or twice or whatever, you kind of just get bored of it. I can never get bored of this. I mean, I know exactly what they're going to do, exactly, you know, what part's coming up next and everything. And it just makes it much more enjoyable for me to just sit there and wait for that part to happen. You know, wait for, like, okay, I know in 2-3 episodes this is going to happen. This is one of the good parts. I'm not going to skip forward all the way to it. I'm going to watch everything that leads up to it. And then after that part, same deal. I know this fight's coming up. I know this funny part's coming up. I'm going to sit there and watch everything that leads up to it. It's just an overall good show. Great character development. Great art style. Great quotes from, like, pretty much all the characters. Some of them are inspirational. Some of them are just funny as hell. And it's just an overall good show. You haven't watched it, what the hell are you doing with your life? Go right now, sit down and watch it.
Yeah, I was say I love the show. I haven't started rewatching it. Mike, have you started rewatching it or no?
I feel bad. I haven't.
No, it's okay. I haven't either.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, growing up,
you should feel
I fucking loved Avatar, but I just got so much shit to watch. WoW has consumed my life as well.
Fucking
Uh,
nerd.
I'll put it on the back burner. It has cut in line in front of Demon Slayer though on the watch list.
What a
Sorry,
piece of shit.
Oh,
What a piece
shit.
of
But
shit.
it is there. It will
I
get
agree,
watched
though.
eventually.
Oh god, I'm so upset. Joey, I know you watched it, so have you enjoyed? You said you're almost done with season 1, so have you enjoyed it thus
Yeah,
far?
I'm enjoying the shit out of it. I love it. It's the same thing like Junior was saying. Like you kind of already know what's happening, but you're excited for it. Like even like the cabbage guy was about to show up. I'm like, oh dude, my cabbages is coming. And then he came and I lost it. I'm like, I love it.
Netflix is also adding more anime, and they're kind of competing with some other streaming services when it comes to adding anime. But like, that's kind of cool that this is what it's become, right? Like, we know Netflix is losing some other shows during the year, and then into next year and stuff like that. And earlier this year, they lost more shows, so they just kind of said, you know what, fuck it. We're just gonna go out here and start grabbing rights to anime shows. Fuck it. Like, this is what we wanna. This is what we want to push to our audiences, and that's honestly really cool because, like, we have Crunchyroll, which I think is actually partners with HBO. Then we have Funimation, which they do a great job. And now Netflix getting in on it is a huge, huge thing. They're adding the English dub for Pokemon Journey, which will be starting in June. That's what I touched upon earlier, that they have an anime series that's current, and it kind of mix matches the Galar reach in Pokemon, but also it's a reboot of the story. Like, so Ash is at the very beginning again. Ash is
Right.
10 years old, and which he always has been, but he's waking up and going to pick a starter, and then he has a new rival who actually lives in the Galar region, but it's not Ash, like, you know how the other series, like, he just travels to that area, right? No, he actually
travels across the land.
searching far and wide.
Yeah.
But he is actually, like, this is just a brand new reboot. It's like a soft reboot of the Pokemon show. So the dub comes out in June. It's called Pokemon Journeys. I highly recommend. I watched like the first, I want to say 10 episodes of the sub version when it was on their YouTube. It is right now for free. I honestly really enjoy it. Like, it's cool. Like, it's kind of cool that his rival, like, is kind of like, no, like, it's kind of like, not like douchey like Gary per se, but like, it's like
Smell you later.
also not a bitch like Hop. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I was just because Hop's a bitch.
Oh my
He's
God.
a bitch hoe.
Yeah, if anyone's played Sword and
Fuck
Shield, they
that
know.
guy.
But yeah, no, this is like
all right. You
fun.
guys are doing great.
Oh, I
just
hate
got
that
my
shit.
ass
Fuck
beat.
off, you rival piece of shit.
Hate that shit.
Not even a rival.
Oh
Right?
Lord.
Not mad.
I mean, I touched upon Avatar arrived. They're adding more anime, which as they come out with more, we'll talk about those as well. And Joey talked about how much he has loved watching Avatar, but you know what he hasn't loved? Rewatching YuGiOh. So
Yeah.
Joey, you revisited YuGiOh. How did your experience go? We started this a hot minute ago.
Well, let's say so. We started when we were still working together all that time ago. You know, and so I was going through Netflix. And it's like, where you left off, and I'm like, oh yeah, YuGiOh. It was like season 2, maybe halfway through ish, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, well, fuck it. I guess I'll watch it. And it doesn't hold up well. Why don't you watch like newer animes, like, you know, what we've talked about before and on our list of like, there's so many better things, and YuGiOh does not hold up well. The animation isn't great. The writing is awful. It is so bad. I don't know if it's because they try to explain the game half the time. But they're like, if you remember right, my trap card that I put down 2 turns ago is activating, huh? Well, you activated my trap card. It's just never ending. There was one point, I think I counted 8 different activations during one attack. And I'm like, this is the stupidest shit. I love Yu-Gi-Oh, but this is stupid.
Like, that's not legal.
And they're like, now your attacks are 0, you're dead. He's like, haha, but my special ability allows me to do this. I'm like, dude, there's nothing happening. And then at the end of it, both monsters die, nobody loses life points, and the turn starts over. I'm like, I hate this. I didn't enjoy it. It was just kind of like, I can't wait for this to be at the end, and I could just move on.
Right.
And it was honestly kind of disappointing because I love Yu-Gi-Oh! But the anime does not hold up. Would not recommend.
I was gonna say, I'm like, where I was like, all right, dude, like, I still fucking dig this. But I do remember as I started to go through it, and I'm like, Joey, why are there 5 seasons? And you're like, what? And I'm like, I think there are. Like, when we first started rewatching it, I'm like, oh, no. No, no, no. I only remember to a certain point, and I think that's probably why. But also, the show was made for, like, 10-year-olds at the time to, like,
Yeah.
show you
Yeah,
the
that's
fucking
true.
card game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not,
And the thing is, like, the whole Yu-Gi-Oh that everybody remembers, Yu-Gi-Moto, it's only about maybe 2 seasons.
right.
The rest of it is all, starting off with a brand new character, brand new rules, brand new cards. So each one is like a show in itself.
Yeah, that's fucking
Well,
rough.
Yeah, even before it gets to like the new show, because like there's still original Yu-Gi-Oh, and then there's like the Yu-Gi-Oh fuck XD or something.
GX.
GX, yeah,
that the
that's
one
its whole
on
new
the right?
reboot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one with all the bullshit. But like even with the original Yu-Gi-Oh, like once they get to a point where like the Pharaoh and Yami separate, and it's like he's going back to Egypt and shit, it gets too fucking convoluted and bullshit. Like I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, I'm done with this. Like they tried to
My
actually,
Millennium Rod.
dude, yeah. Oh no,
Fucking guy.
I lost it right when they started introducing all the different Millennium pieces. That everything like they all got their own powers. It's like, come on, like all of you just got wall hacks now. This is just bullshit.
Your
Yeah.
Millennium Necklace is no match for my Millennium Eye, but my Millennium Ring will counteract your Millennium Puzzle. Like, come on.
Like,
Do you have to say Millennium every fucking time?
it's like throwing all
Can't.
the fucking hackers into one server.
Holy shit.
Everything's just gonna.
Oh,
be
it's like, I can
fucked
see your mind. Haha, my mind is blocking your mind because I'm reading your mind. You've activated my trap card. God
inside my
damn it.
mind.
I hate it. I can't
So
do
how many?
it.
So how many face down trap cards out of 10 do you give it?
Dude, there were at least 8 down at the same time. So probably 4 out of 10.
Oh no, oh no.
Ooh,
I would,
But wait, one trap card needs 4 more. It's like a 7.
I would say, I would like at some point when we get to it later, like animes that we watch and we review them. I would like to like once a week at some point, or like every 2 weeks, one of us pick an old one and try to watch it and see how it holds up. Because like we touched upon earlier with like Yu Yu Hakusho, and did that hold up? And Cowboy Bebop, and then Joey ripping the shit out of YuGiOh. So that will be
I like
interesting.
to do it in Inuyasha.
Dude,
I like to rewatch
okay,
that.
if we're gonna do it, I'm gonna get Tim on because he's been like asking, like he like keeps hinting at it, like we should just rewatch Inuyasha, and I'm like, all right,
I'd be down after we do Overlord.
yes, gotta finish Overlord. Spoiler alert. Let's see.
Shit.
Funimation is hosting, and this is perfect because Mike loves cons so much he doesn't even have to leave his home because
He's not
Funimation.
the only one.
Oh, sorry. I just you get tired out really quickly.
Jeez.
Junior.
I love
Well,
con.
I mean,
I'm not leaving the house.
I could go the 2 days.
Okay,
Third
well,
day.
I was gonna say, let's see, Junior. Could you last for this one? Funimation is hosting its first con, and it's virtual. You don't have to leave your house. Yes.
Ooh, don't know if I can make it.
Well, you might not because it's July 3rd and 4th. While you're celebrating America's birthday, you might be watching the Funimation con
Oh
instead.
hell yeah!
And we will have cosplay meetups, industry panels, Q&A, and more. I want to say it's free. Someone can fact check that on for me, but I think
I'm gonna take your word for it, Ryan.
All right, thank you.
I believe you.
All right, cool. Because
If you say it, it's true.
Oh, well, that's true. I am the lord of the show. You are. You are right. You know, like the holy lord of the show. That's who I am. It's kind of how it goes. But I think it is. I'm not 100% sure. You could check that out on their website, the Funimation's website. They got it on there. But I just thought that was so cool because, like I said, like we've all gone to C2E2s. We actually all love cons. I was pointing out Mike because I know how much Mike wants to go to these fucking anime ones all the time. And then COVID happened. But so yeah, you can July 3rd and 4th. It's a virtual anime convention. They're gonna have so much shit. Check that out. I know I'll at least pop in for a little bit if it's free.
So as far as the pricing on it goes, yeah, it's gonna be 100% free.
Ooh.
Fridays and Saturday, July 3rd and 4th.
Well, fucking A right, dude.
And they're gonna have different panels going on with their own sessions. Pretty much all. I don't want to say it's all gonna be like at the same time, but you're able to pick what it is you want to watch or what it is you want to see, what Q&As, what panels, what actors, things like that.
Oh, that would be awesome. Thanks for fact checking that for me.
problem.
I'm going to say that the Big J and BB Show will attend the virtual con. We will attend. We'll be there.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be there.
Look for us. All right. Look for us. All right. So here's the thing. Video, and this is somebody brought this up to me. I can't remember who it was, but they were asking me about this, and it's kind of true in a way. And I want to get everybody's opinion here. So, video game companies, right? They love making anime video games, but a lot of them tend to be kind of your standard run-of-the-mill brawler. So, what kind of games would you like animes made into? And I'll start with you, Junior.
What kind of games? Like
Like a style of
into an
game
anime?
besides a brawler. Like, what would you like to see?
Phew. I'm just gonna throw curveball here, but as far as like the animations for like games like Mortal Kombat, I know Mortal Kombat came out with like a small live action series, a couple years back. It was like quick 2-3 minute clips. As far as characters fighting and stuff like that. That would be something pretty awesome to watch, like in CGI, so that they can expand more on that. You know, but geez, put me on the spot with that one.
Well, yeah, because you said
Uh,
you were okay with brawlers, right?
Yeah, like I don't have a really big problem with brawler games in itself because there's a lot of animes that just pretty much all fighting. Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, Bleach. I could go on. And the thing is, like, I want to say that as far as like the American audience, when it comes to video games, they want to get into the nitty gritty. They want to get straight to the action. Whereas, like, I know there's like a big fan base for like Final Fantasy, but a lot of the times, people that talk about Final Fantasy is because they're talking about the fights.
Mhm.
They're not really talking too much about the story leading up to the fight. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So, like I said, I'm okay with the brawlers. Just simply because of the animes that they're putting into development. Now, would I like to see some more story put into those? Yeah, 100%. I would like to know a little bit more as to why this guy's, angry at this guy, or why this guy said this one liner, at the introduction of when the introduction of the characters. You got the one, player one, player two, and they both say their one little, lines at each other. Okay, well, why did that guy say that he wants to fuck him up? Or why did that guy say, he, did this, so many years ago? I would like to know what leads up to that.
All right. Now, are there any video games you would or animes you would like to see made into a video game?
Overlord, 100%.
And let's say, what kind of game would it be?
Like, I would be okay with it, like I said, going to a brawler, but with more story. So kind of something like Persona 5. There's some action. Well, I don't want to say some. There's quite a bit of action scenes in there, but a lot of that game is based on its story. It's all about the choices you make, about the animation, as to the characters, as to who they're talking to, what they say to what character, that leads up to the fight. And Overlord, I feel like would be, a perfect fit for something like that, simply because there's like a little bit of spoiler alert. In Overlord, there's a lot of smaller gaps. Like if you pay attention, like really pay attention to the anime, there's gaps as to what's going on, between certain characters. They'll say something to one character or whatever, and it makes you think, okay, like what's that character's intention? Why are they saying this? Why are they doing this? Things like that. So if they were to take Overlord and turn it into, a game kind of like Persona 5, they can fill in those gaps and have, more of a developed story leading up to the fights, between, Ain's old gown, against this other person.
Put some fucking
or,
respect on his name.
Sir Ain's old gown.
There it is.
Have as to why he's fighting so and so, or why is Momon fighting this other character type, that type of deal.
Okay. Mike, are you okay with so many animes being made in the brawlers? And if you were to take an anime and wanted to make it into a video game, what would it be?
I'm not. I would say okay with them being into brawls just because they're so bad. They really are. They're just like oh well this piece has a fan base already built into it. I can just mass produce some fucking shitty game and people are already gonna buy it because it's got the characters they know, the things they like.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just not good. So I would say no.
But see, like, sorry to interject again, but I have to disagree with that just simply because, yeah, it does just it's only based on just the characters, but that's exactly what it is. It's a fighting game. There's no story to it. It's you get your buddy to play with you, and you get to see who's the strongest Vegeta, who's the strongest Broly, who's better at the game type of deal.
Yeah, and then that would be fine if they were any good.
Oh,
I mean, there's
okay,
some
I get
good.
what
There's
you.
some.
I
I mean,
get what
there's
you're
some
saying.
good ones, but there's
If
some
they were
bad ones.
good
Yeah.
and then they were fighting games, sure,
Yeah.
fuck it, pop on whatever game it is, and I'll fight you 1v1. But if it's some shitty game that's buggy, that's laggy, that's graphics are just shit,
Yeah.
I don't want to play it with you. Even if it's my favorite fucking characters,
Yeah.
If you're gonna make a brawler game, that's fine. Make it good. Make it like Smash. If it's gonna be
Ooh.
shitty, what was that Xbox game that came out with
You talking
all
about,
the
you talking
Jump
about
Force.
I was say Jump Force.
yes? If it's gonna be that, just don't even bother.
That was just such a big disappointment. I was looking forward to that game, and when it first came out on beta, okay, beta, I understand bugs. I couldn't even log into it. All right, whatever. Give it a day or two. Turned it into a closed beta while they fixed the bugs. All right, whatever. The day it comes out or whatever, $60 for it. I was like, yeah, fuck no. I've
Yeah,
already been
and
jilted
it was
once.
and it was
I'm not
fucking
gonna.
terrible.
Yeah.
So if they
I
would have
agree.
made it like a Smash Bros kind of game where the fucking controllers are tight, the fucking graphics are great, the movement's fucking flawless, that'd be awesome. Have 4 fucking Goku's in there brawling. That'd be great. But the game was just it didn't live up to it.
Now, are there any animes you would like to see made into a video game?
Wait, weren't you gonna ask me what
Oh.
anime, what kind of game?
Oh yeah, I guess. Sorry. Go ahead, Mike. It's your
my
show.
show.
Yeah, it's your show. So what kind? So you're just saying obviously you don't want any more fucking brawlers if they're shitty. If it's cool
No,
like
fuck that.
Super Smash, you're fucking in. So what kind of games would you like then?
So what genre game I think the
Yes.
anime belong in? RPGs or MMOs, definitely. Because there's so much more to an anime than just characters. Like in Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball whatever. If it's an MMO, if it's an RPG, you can go to Namek. You can go to fuck around in Master Roshi's house. You can go fight Cell in a city. A big fucking open world. That's what I would like.
Oh yeah, I could see that. I mean,
You
like
know,
I
If it's
think
a Cowboy
it
Bebop
depends.
game,
Yeah.
yeah, if it's a Cowboy Bebop game, you can get on your ship and go to fucking Mars, go to Earth, go to this place, that place. That's where I think anime games would be better in big open world games.
So then, with that, are there any animes that you would like to see, maybe either A, made into an MMO or an RPG, or however you would like them made?
Yeah. Basically any isekai or any isekai, because the material's already there. If you watch basically any of them, you the main character fucking dies or gets transported to a fucking a different video gamey-ish world.
Oh, Sword
You know?
Art Online.
The material's already there.
Mm-hmm.
Just take it where the story takes off. Where you fucking die, you're born, bam. So I would say just so your Sword Art Online, your dot hacks, your Konosuba, your ReZero, any isekai works. In that for that.
All right, Joe, you've been so patient. I'm curious. Are you okay with there being so many brawler anime games? Would you like them to be some maybe different type of games? How you feeling?
I like a variety. They don't all need to be brawlers. Kind of like what Junior was saying earlier, that a lot of animes are kind of already brawlers because that's what's entertaining. But also, like stated before, there's so much more than just the fight scenes. You got to develop characters, the story, tension. You got a lot of shit to build up instead of just being like, well, here's like 55 enemies. You're God man, just go kill them.
Right.
And then go to that next group, kill them. There's a boss fight, and then you're kind of almost halfway done with the game. Like, oh, okay. I'd like to see more of a RPG type style. Maybe certain ones be MMO. That'd be cool. I also like to see more turn-based. I like turn-based. I like that type of style. I'm sure you could do a couple animes like that potentially, but meh.
Are there?
There's.
Oh, go
I
ahead.
was sorry. I was gonna say there's actually an anime. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it is pretty much based on on card games and video games, and
No game, no life.
exactly that one. There we go. It's pretty much an isekai,
Fucking weeb.
and yeah,
Huh.
it's an isekai. It's based on a brother and sister, and they get transported or whatever to this other world. And pretty much gambling is this big factor in the world. The more money you got, the more powerful you are, the more shit you can buy, type of deal. Real world, America. But
Okay.
yeah, but the whole deal is that it's such a funny show in the sense that these two are fucking sweats. I mean, like they'll bet thousands and millions of dollars on a chess game, and they're already, both of them are already thinking 20 moves ahead of their opponent. So as far as like making a show into an RPG or turn-based style, like Joey was saying, that would be a good one right there, simply because it already has that element going for it.
All right. Well, okay. I have to check that out. I've never even seen that. Joey, is there any anime in particular that you would just like to be made into a video game?
Mob.
I mean,
mob,
most of
mob.
them kind of are already. I don't think I'd want Mob Psycho. I don't think that'd make a good game. Uh, I could see Overlord. I would like it to be. Junior will know. I don't think Mike's done Garrison stuff, but like Warlords of Draenor Junior,
Mm-hmm.
like when you had Garrison, and you were like, you were the guy. Like people came to you, you controlled everything.
Mm-hmm.
NPCs were your bitch. You sent them out to do stuff. Like you do that on a bigger scale, like Overlord. I think that could be a cool game of
That would be
you
good.
slowly you start somewhere and you slowly expand for the world,
Well,
and then you got like
in other words, you would start off before like the show starts, like in that first episode. Again, spoilers. Before he became, the all-powerful person, how the guild started, type of deal. That's what you're saying.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
build
I'd
up
like
your own
something
guild.
like that. I think that would be a good fit for that game and that style, and I think that'd be a good way to develop shit.
All right. Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm okay. Like, I get it. There's a lot of brawlers, but I agree with Mike in a way of like, if you're gonna do it, like, just do it really well. I used to love the Dragon Ball Z Budokai games. Those are fucking
Mhm.
awesome.
Oh, yeah,
Super fun to
Budokai?
play with your friends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ninja Storm games.
Yeah.
Those are good.
but then it kind of started getting kind of shitty. Like, I mean, it's hard because I've heard so many good things about like Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse 2, right? Where they kind of try to combine an RPG element with the fighting, which is kind of also what they do with Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, except Kakarot takes you the story of Goku. Xenoverse is like you create your character and then go through there and do their stories. It's a little different. But like something like that. I mean, I do love the idea of an MMO where maybe it's anime based and it has an original story. It doesn't have to be based off any anime. That's fine. It can just be its own, someone to make an MMO that is anime in its story driven, the way like their story works. It feels like an anime, and like maybe the art style of the game is more anime. I do love also Persona 5. So I love the whole Junior saying with the Overlord and it being kind of like that. That would be really fucking cool. Because it is so story driven and based on your choices. Anything like that really works, I think. But yeah, if you're gonna make a brawler, like just the idea of a giant anime Smash Bros sounds so fucking cool, and which I thought Jump Force was trying to do, and then they kind of fucked it up. They just fucked it really bad. So that sucked. But as far as animes that I would like to see as video games, I don't know if there's one in particular. Like someone I've read, they were like, "Oh man, Demon Slayer as like an RPG." All right, like maybe. I don't think it's been out long enough for that to be a case. And like My Hero Academia, if that was more Persona 5 esque, and where you have your character and he or she has a quirk, and then you go through and make your choices and have some cool fight scenes and shit, like that'd be cool too. But
Don't they have a game already?
they have two fighting games, just brawlers, and that's my problem too. is that some of these animes have so much stories. It just seems like to me a lot of the times that anime people like to take animes because they have such a strong fan base and throw them into different media markets such as live action movies, TV shows, video games, and they just don't translate all the time, or they're really fucking lazy about doing it.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my problem. But overall, yeah, I would like something different than Brawlers. If you're gonna do a Brawler, that's fine, but like Mike said, just do it really well. That's all. Japan's longest running anime, Saze-san, will be airing reruns for the first time in 45 years due to COVID-19. Holy shit. Like, imagine having a show that's just for 45 years, it's a new episode every week. That's crazy. And never having to show reruns.
Yeah, so to elaborate on that, that show actually premiered on April 22nd, 1946.
Nuts.
So pretty much at the
Holy
birth,
shit.
yeah, at the birth of the TV. And Ryan was mentioning it earlier. It's kind of like a PBS type show, like aimed at kids. But the whole deal is that it ran from 1946, and the series ended on February 21st, 1974. So,
Jesus.
so the reason why it's such a beloved show in Japan is because it's kind of like some of these soap operas that are Sunday mornings or pretty much every morning, like Days of Our Lives or Golden Girls back in the day. Is that it had so many series and everything as you grew up that it just brings back all that nostalgia of where you're watching some of these episodes. Like the show simply by its name because either you've seen it as a kid or you heard of it as a kid.
It'd be like you could be watching it with your grandparents and your grandparents remember that exact episode.
Exactly.
Something like that.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's pretty fucking crazy. I touched upon Netflix and other people getting into the anime game. HBO Max is going to launch here May 27th, so in like 3 days as of this recording. And they've added a shitload of animes at launch with Crunchyroll. It's kind of going to be interesting to see what they do from here with it, because obviously Crunchyroll is a huge popular service.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take too much away from it because you want to keep Crunchyroll viable, a la Disney Plus with Hulu. But these are some of the animes that they're going to have at launch, right? So Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, for a lot of people, one of the best animes of all time. Usually when I pull up a list, that's usually up there to the top. Inspector, Keep Your Hands Off Izuken. Oh, this is going to be a hard one. Rurouni Kenshin?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Konosuba, God's Blessing on This Wonderful World Lies. Bungo Stray Dogs, Berserk 2016, Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress, Kill la Kill, Erased, and Kisniver. Kisniver?
Kisniver, yep.
Kisniver. So those are some of the ones that they're going to launch. We'll have it launch on May 27th. Also, and I cannot pronounce the fuck. I know one of you guys can. Studio Ghibli. You know what I'm talking about. Starts with a G.
Ghibli.
Yeah, there it is. Studio Ghibli is going to have a ton of shit. Their entire library is going to be on HBO Max. So
Sweet.
that's a lot of content. A lot of anime content out there. Which is great.
I mean, yeah, simply just for Studio Ghibli. I mean, if nobody's watched the Studio Ghibli movie, go ahead and watch them. All of them, the great animation, great stories. They're just such a beloved type of movie that you would just want to sit down and rewatch a couple of times in one sitting. They're just that good.
It's the Disney of anime.
Pretty much.
Let's see. So, Crunchyroll also announces Tower of God, the dub, is coming May 13th. Has anybody here watched Tower of God?
I'm gonna be that douche that says I've read the manga.
What an asshole.
Yeah.
There's always one in the group.
Yep,
Yeah.
always got to be one.
Yeah. I'm gonna bite the bullet on that one.
But is it good though, Junior?
From what I remember reading, I mean, it's been a few years that I've read the manga on it, and it's interesting. I've seen the art style that they're going for. Not really my cup of tea, but the stories, from what I remember, is pretty good. I mean, you want to check it out, go ahead. Let me know if it's any good. I'll probably try to check it out. But the storyline is, like, I don't want to spoil too much, but it's like a weird, like, in between isekai and slice of life. Like, it mixes the two, and pretty much he has to try to, like, find this person or whatever, and the only way he can do it is through what's known as the Tower of God.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Cool.
the dub's out on Crunchyroll, so if anyone wants to try that out, I think I added it to my queue on Crunchyroll or my list because I was like, oh, that sounds good. Also, because on an anime playlist I listened to, one of their songs on it was a banger. So if it's a banger, I'm usually fucking in. So that's how it gets me. So super popular anime Inuyasha is getting a brand new anime series set after the events of the original one called Yashami. Maybe?
Yeah, Shami.
There we go. Princess Half Demon. Also, so that's a whole big thing in itself, right? The Inuyasha, after all these years, is finally getting a new series, right? That's awesome. It makes me want to go back and rewatch Inuyasha, really bad. So that'd be really cool to do.
Oh, it's like I was saying earlier, if we're doing one to see how it holds up,
There you go.
There we go.
See, it's like you read the notes. It's almost like you.
It's like I pre-read and like prepared.
I like it. You're a good
It's like
guy.
you're actually reading the script.
It's like I'm trying.
So, comicbook.com broke down other animes, 7 other ones that they thought deserved sequels. I'll read them off, and then I'll go to Mike because he added 2 to the list, and kind of see, and then we'll take everyone's kind of opinion if there is anything you want to add or if you're cool with this list. But here's just 7 of them: Yu Yu Hakusho, Trigun, Ouran High School Host Club, The Devil is a Part-Timer, Batum, Outlaw Star, High School of the Dead. And then Mike, you added 2, correct?
Yep.
So which
Yep.
2 would you like to see?
I added Dead Man Wonderland, and also Dot Hack.
Now, are there any? I haven't watched either of those. So, is there anything, or is there any reason in particular why you would like them to be to get a sequel?
So for Dead Man Wonderland, just because it didn't really get a real ending, kind of like with Bleach, just fell off the fucking face of the earth. But Bleach is actually coming back. Dead Man is just no word on it, so I would like to see it come back and actually finish the story since it's got so much material to work with. I think the manga might have actually gone through and ended, and they got all that to work with. But I think something happened with the studio. I don't know if it went under or whatever. Stuff happened, and it just didn't get the treatment it deserved.
All right. Is there anything in particular, Junior? Are you good with what's on here, or is there anything you would add to it?
I'm actually really good. Happy with this list. Like Yu Yu Hakusho, for example. I mean, it ended, and it had the ending that I guess they were aiming for, which makes sense. But the way they the way they led up to the ending was so rushed. It's kind of like Game of Thrones. Spoiler alert.
Whoa.
I mean, come on. It's been years now.
Oh,
but-
poor Joey.
But it was just so rushed, for that last season of Yu Yu Hakusho that I get the ending they were going for, but it just was not satisfying at all as to how it got to it. For another one example, High School of the Dead, that one ended, but it wasn't the actual ending. I'm that douche. I've read the manga, and there's so much more after where that show ended. And it was just so stupid the way it ended.
Joey, are there any that you would add or you would like to see get a sequel?
Well, the ones that I want to have a sequel are already kind of doing it, so
Oh, okay.
and I'm kind of good where the other ones have left off, to be honest.
Okay.
Honestly, seeing Trigun on there is very good because it's like one of my favorites. So I'm pretty good with Trigun being on there, and that's about it.
All right. Well, we all know that we all enjoy Cowboy Bebop. And a special edition of the Cowboy Bebop closing music, Real Folk Blues, has been released, and you can buy the vinyl version of it for charity. I think it goes out for like COVID-19 relief and stuff like that. There's different charities on there that it's going to. If you don't want to buy the vinyl, that's cool. It's also available on Spotify and other streaming services. I checked it out. It was really cool. I think they got like some of the actual original voice actors in there to do parts too. So it's really awesome. Now, speaking of music from animes, something I've seen debated a lot online is what is your favorite Pokemon song from the anime? There are so many, but Junior, do you have a specific one that's your favorite?
The very first one.
Oh,
I mean,
the main one.
the main one. Like, there's no question in my mind about it. There's some other ones that I have enjoyed, like either from the games or the start of the shows or, whatever, or the montages that they have. But that very first one is just so nostalgic. Every time it comes on, I sing along with it, no matter where I am, no matter who the hell's looking at me. I'm, retarded. I don't give a fuck. I'm singing the shit out of it.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, so yours is also the main one.
Well, yeah. What else would it be?
Well, all right. Well, Mike, is that yours as well?
Yeah, I'd say the classic, man. It's like fucking Coke. Well, Coke, not cocaine.
Oh,
You know,
damn.
It's
I was like, holy shit, man.
I mean, it could be like
Coke
cocaine.
Cherry's fucking awesome. Vanilla Coke's fucking delish. But just the classic. You can't fucking beat the classics, man.
Okay, well, I guess I'm different, but I'll go with Pokemon World. I love that one so fucking much. I love the original. I love most of them anyway, but I love Pokemon World.
First off, you're wrong. but
You've activated
wrong.
my trap card.
Oh shit!
wrong.
That activated
You're
my
wrong.
trap card.
Oh my god.
Shit.
We all live in a Pokemon world. That's great. I love
I mean,
it.
that one's good. But
I also
it's not
love
the
Johto.
best.
It's not the first.
I mean, just in my opinion. I've
No, I
literally
get
an
it.
opinion.
You're allowed to have a wrong opinion. I respect that, but just
Yep.
no, it's not right.
I mean, Pokerap, also great.
Good, but still not the best.
Johto,
Mhm.
love it. But yeah, no, to me, I've always loved Pokemon World. That's always been the one that I've I think I talked this about my buddy Otis. I'm like, if I'm ever having just like a bad day and I just want to just jam the fuck out, that's the one I put on. Because I just like how upbeat it is. I love it. I don't know. But yes, nothing wrong with the original Pokemon theme song. I know it's fantastic. I like blasting that shit too and having people stare at me in the car. It's not a big deal. I get it. But wow. All right. So we are doing an anime of the week, anime of the show, whatever it is. And we decided to do Overlord. We watched the first season in one sitting on
Yep,
Discord.
in one night, whole season.
Now, just to kind of lay the guidelines here, Junior and Mike had already seen it before Joey and myself watched it with them. So, because of that, and I know they have so much more on it because they've watched it, Joey, I will start with you because you watched it for the first time. What were your thoughts on Overlord, the first season, and did it make you want to tell somebody that they should watch it?
Yeah, I mean it's one of those shows once again that kind of hit everything I was looking for at the current time. I think my favorite part is the weird, creepy, in-your-face sexuality that it portrays, which is like abundant, like, dude, like, I want your dick, and this girl's drooling, and you're just like,
at the
my
drop of a
god,
hat.
this is hilarious. And just like everything that goes on in the world of how like they're not people, which is like the weirdest part, and I don't know, I really enjoy pretty much all of that, but like I said, the weird sexuality that goes on, it's done so well that I don't know, I get a kick out of it every time.
All right.
So
oh
that's
God,
that's what I'm into it.
I'm trying to live type in this shit with Mike, and I'm typing in the wrong spot. God damn it. Okay, so I'll go. Yeah, I thought I didn't know what the fuck it was. Right, I've heard people talk about it. I've seen it on the different anime sites, and I'm like, oh, okay, I don't know what the fuck that is. I also saw someone cosplays as the main character before at C2E2, and I was pretty sure then I asked Junior and Mike because I didn't know what the fuck that was. Like, dude, it's Overlord. I'm like, oh, okay, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Gown.
Motherfucking Isogown.
Ein's old gown, yeah.
So I loved it. First off, and thank you, Joey, for not mentioning this because this is my main point. The fucking intro is banger.
Oh
Dude.
yeah.
Oh
Ticka,
my
ticka, ticka, yeah,
Dude,
yeah. That one, right?
Oh yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
And even some of the outros are super good. Like, I really, really, really enjoyed that. And as soon as right off the bat the intro hit, I was like, oh yeah, no, I'm into it. I don't even know if the story's going to be good, but I'm into it. It just needed to have that to get me going. And I thought the first season was really good. I mean, it speaks volumes that we sat there in one sitting on Discord and watched it. I mean, that.
Wait, we watched 4 and we're like, so are we gonna go back to WoW? Or I'm like, dude, my lights are off, I have snacks, my feet are up on the desk, or we're watching fucking anime.
Yeah.
Like after
watching
the
this show.
I would after the 6th or 7th episode, I kept asking the guys because I mean, it got to the point where everyone was just seriously watching it. Nobody was really commenting anything at all.
Do you remember Damage
So
just
at the
joined
end
the
of every
chat?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, at the end of every episode, I'm asking these guys, "Do we continue?"
Like, I don't remember telling you to
these
stop.
motherfuckers would just snap at me like, "What do you mean? Yeah, fucker, go, keep going."
Yeah, I was
Like,
okay. Hooked.
okay.
I was hooked. And like I said, like it's super cool. The concept's great. I like that idea of like you're in the game and then like all of a sudden like you're just stuck in the fucking game. Super cool. I would highly recommend anybody to watch it. You totally should. I'm really excited to start season 2. But from what I've seen of season 1, it's great. Mike, what the fuck is that? It's my fucking jam, dude. I love this. Oh man, I just really enjoyed it.
It's gotta be, dude. The fucking intro is one of the best fucking jams out there.
Even-
It's in my workout playlist.
It's a top 5.
Even the outro of the first season is really good.
Yes, dude. Oh my
Yep.
lord.
Like, especially like how it's got like that rock vibe going to it, but then it slows down.
If you
Has, like,
could
yeah.
see. Oh man. Oh, okay.
And it
Oh,
has
yeah.
like those
So
two
good.
girls whispering and shit. Oh, it's such a good outro.
So before I get to Mike and Junior's thoughts, I just want to say, since we're talking about all this anime music, if you one, you should just look up anime playlists on whatever you're listening to music on anyway and find a bunch of them. But if you're also like, well, I don't want to listen to it because it's in Japanese, that's totally okay. If you need dub singers and like one in particular, she does all the music from Overlord except the intro. I don't think she does the intro. Amelie, super good. Super good. She does so many fucking dub covers of anime songs. Super good. And also, Joey and I were listening to a bunch of from that Jonathan Young guy. Also, super
Yep.
fucking good. So check those out if you need some anime bangers.
That boy's got pipes.
Yes, they were fantastic. Whoppa! He was fucking screaming. I'm like,
Exactly.
holy shit! I don't even watch this show, and that's intense. Mike, off of without spoiling the rest of the anime for Joey and I,
Please,
do you
no.
how much did you enjoy Overlord? I guess, and like, would you recommend it to somebody?
Oh man, it's fucking awesome. It checks out all the boxes. You know, it's got action. It's brutal. It's got its comedy. It's got its, like Joey said, its sexuality. It's got a fucking banger intro,
Dude.
and the outro's pretty good too. But it's just it's one of those shows where like us, if you're gonna watch it with a group of people, you will make sure they're weebs, they're into this shit. Because if you watch it like in your living room and then somebody walks in on you who doesn't watch this shit, they're gonna be like, what's wrong with you, dude?
Why are her tits in his face? I don't get
Yeah,
it.
why is she talking like that? Like she wants to fucking just ride him right now, dude. So yeah, just that's my only caution. You know, if you're gonna watch it with friends who are weebs or watch it by yourself.
All
Make
right.
sure your door's locked. But yeah, highly recommended. It's great. It's super fun. It's super fucking, like I said, brutal. It's cheesy. It's everything. Yeah, would recommend. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 would recommend. Junior, would you recommend Overlord?
Oh hell yeah!
Well, you mean he did actually recommend it to
I mean,
us?
I'm the
He
I'm the
did.
one that recommended it to you guys.
That's a good
But
choice.
yeah, pretty much everything that Mike said. I mean, it's just got everything. You know, good beginning, middle, and funny as hell. Fight scenes are brutal. Great character development. You know, it's intriguing simply because, you know, like I was mentioning earlier in the podcast, there's a couple of gaps as to, like, you know, what people are saying and doing. It kind of puts it in the back of your mind, like, okay, what's this guy's motive for doing that? Like, what's going to happen later on in the show? Like, is this something that's going to be brought to light? You know, it's just overall a good show to watch.
I enjoyed it. I really did. Now, on the next part here, I put Joey started One Punch Man, but Joey, I feel like you said you only watched the first episode.
Yeah, I only started the first episode.
Okay.
I haven't had a chance to get back to it, but I'm definitely wanting to watch it bad.
But you've actually
What is
watched
wrong with you?
Attack on Titan, right?
I have.
So, I guess
I mean,
instead
I've only watched up to like the second season, kind of like very meh. But now I'm going back, and I don't know where I'm at in Attack on Titan. But still really into that. I have been watching that. I think I watched it like 2 or 3 days ago. But
that was my point.
I don't
was
know
like,
if I'm on second season.
I was to say, instead of asking you about One Punch Man since you've only seen one episode, I was just going to say, have you enjoyed watching Attack on Titan?
Oh yeah, I've definitely enjoyed watching it.
That is one that just never got me. Never.
Really?
Dude, I don't know
I
what
would
it
think
is.
that concept of like now we're getting into like are the Titans people or they control blah blah blah, and that's really cool.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, would you
And plus
recommend
the art and everything.
Would
Oh
you,
yeah, definitely.
you would say somebody should watch Attack? Oh,
I
Attack.
I would recommend it. Yeah,
Oh, all right.
they've written a gory shit with a good story.
All right. Well, those are our animes that we've been watching right now. We want to finish Overlord, but we are going to, at least for review purposes, I think it's Mike's turn to pick. So Mike will get to pick next what we watch. People wrote in, or texted in, or called in, however they did it. Questions to the podcast for the anime edition. And you can do that as well to be a part of it. You can either tweet at us at Big J and BB Show on Twitter. You can find us or email us, BigJandBBShow. Oh my god, BigJandBBShow at gmail.com.
Nice.
Or you could text or call in using the number 779 234 8646. That is 779 234 8646. Just like from North Carolina, Brendan Kennerly wrote in. And he said, I'm currently watching Bleach. What anime should I binge next that's shorter and has a good defined beginning, middle, and an end? Junior.
First off, I would recommend Sword Art Online. I mean, it's 3 seasons, going on its 4th, I want to say, or finishing up its 4th. Great storyline from beginning to end. Again, it's another isekai. You know, I know we've mentioned that word a couple of times, and pretty much what isekai means is a person from the normal, regular world, you know, like real life, either gets teleported or reincarnated into a fantasy world.
Honestly, shout out for you explaining that, because like I feel like we just were saying it, and people are probably like, "Yo, what the fuck is isekai?" And
Yeah.
like we just assumed that a weeb, like they're just weebs and they knew, but in case they're not, thank you.
Yeah, so in case you didn't know, that's what an isekai is.
Yeah, I assumed if they're listening to this Weebisode, they gotta be weebs. But
They could
isekai-
just be
But I mean, there could just
loyal,
be somebody here
loyal
from,
listeners to the Big Jam
They
BB
could
Show.
be-
Or weepsters in training.
They could be there from sports podcast. You know?
Right.
But yeah, that's what an isekai is, and then Sword Art Online is just kind of like based off of like how this guy survives in that particular world.
So good. I
Yeah.
watched halfway through the first season, I think. It's so
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, it does move pretty quickly as
Mhm.
far as like, you know, the story goes, but you also gotta understand that he's in an RPG world. You don't want to see his day-to-day life.
I want to
So
see him
they're-
fish. I want to see him cut
Exactly.
trees.
Yeah. Exactly. So
Oh,
they're
RuneScape?
they're
Yeah.
jumping from, you know, his first battle to, you know, maybe 5 or 6 levels later to like when he's almost max level, you know, as to what's going on at those major points in his life in that world.
Yeah, I would
Great
recommend
series.
that. That's a good show. It is a solid fucking show. I was like randomly decided to watch it. I didn't even see your notes like that you had typed in here originally. I was just like fucking around, and I was on Funimation. I think Tim was in here with me, and he was like, "What about Sword Art Online, dude? I've heard good things." And I was like, "Bet." And I think we watched like 8 episodes, and then he was going to sleep, and I was like, "I'm gonna just keep watching this." I'm like, "Damn, this is pretty good." So that's a good suggestion for someone, because I think BK's whole thing was like he didn't want to watch something that's long as fuck, like Naruto, Bleach, One Piece.
One Piece.
Yeah, like if
I'm
you got,
still struggling with that one.
that's crazy. I don't think the rest of us have even started that show ever. I don't think so.
I mean, I have, yeah.
Oh, you have watched it.
I used to watch it all the time,
Do you
and then
know
it just
how- I
became
was
so
gonna say-
much. I'm like, I can't. It became too much.
No, I get you. Mike, is there any you would recommend animes you'd recommend to BK?
Yeah. Depends what genre or what mood you're into. If you want some comedy, Konosuba, that's perfect for that. It'll have you laughing from beginning to end. The characters are great. They're likable.
In real life.
Yeah. If you want more actiony, you can always go with Mob. It's got, like Joey and I said, it's got the great art style. It's just a very beautiful anime. Just the colors, the action, the everything.
Good comedy relief in it too.
Yes.
It's not overly dumb, but it's placed perfectly.
Yep. It checks out a lot of the boxes too. If you want, like mystery or drama, It Invaded. It's a really good thinker anime. It's like this season. I would say the season's Death Note. If you haven't watched Death Note, that's also fucking great. If you want something longer than just like short little bite-sized seasons, you can also go to the classics. You know, you are watching Bleach. That's one of them in the shonen genre. But you can also go with Cowboy Bebop, Full Metal, starring Inuyasha with us. There's a lot. There really is a lot. It's the perfect time to be a weeb, an anime fan.
I was gonna say, like, with us being quarantined, it's really great if you just want to start binge watching some anime. Joey, are there any, or it could be even, I know you'll probably say Mob too, but are there anything that you would recommend BK to watch?
I will say Mob just because I want to say Mob because
I know.
I recommend it.
I know you love it.
Mob.
I'd recommend Attack on Titan. Even though I'm still watching it, I would still recommend it as like as far as I am now into the series. I enjoy it and I feel like it's worth throwing it out for a recommendation to someone. Full Metal, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I don't know, because I'm still like getting back into like newerish animes. I'm only old school, and I'm pretty sure those have been watched already.
Perhaps. I mean, I'm not sure. I know, like, for one, I know the one that he really enjoyed, and he kind of gave me an example, was Hunter x Hunter. Like, he really liked that one.
That is a good one.
Now, I agree. Like, I mean, for me, like, I agree with Sword Art Online. I think that it's a fun one to watch. It's just as long as you, like Junior said, like, it does skip a little bit. Like, I know at one point I watched it and they're like, oh, yeah, it's been 2 years. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, how? It just happened. But then I do agree with your point. Like, he's in an RPG, an MMO. I don't need to see his fucking day-to-day life. There's no reason for that. Just going to catch some, or go kill some warthogs or whatever the fuck he's doing. Overlord, which we just talked about, I highly recommend watch that. Because it's what, 3 seasons? I want to say 3 seasons.
3 seasons, and then there's talks about a 4th season.
There you go. I would also say Fate Unlimited Blade Works and Fate Zero. I would say to watch that combo. Because,
good man, you do the Lord's work.
Dude, I thank you. I will say, man, like, Mike fucking said it nonstop to me to watch Fate. Like, he was just on my balls to watch Fate. Anytime I was like, man, I don't know what I should watch. He's like, you should watch Fate. You should watch Fate. It's kind of like how I am with Demon Slayer with them. That's how I feel about it. And I finally did. He kept asking me to watch Unlimited Blade Works. Just like, keep doing it. He's like, please watch it. And I'm like, all right, dude, where the fuck is it at? And he's like, oh, you can watch it on Netflix or whatever. I'm like, fine, I'm already on Netflix. I watched it. I was like, holy shit. This is good. And then I remember I got to the end of Unlimited Blade Works and I was texting Mike like nonstop. Just like my mind was blown by how it went down. I'm like, what is happening? Like, oh my God, I'm so fucking shocked. So I would highly recommend, because I think Unlimited Blade Works is 2 seasons, no?
Yes.
And then Zero is what, just 1? 2?
I gotta go back and check. I'm not sure on that one.
It's like 1 or 2.
Dude, I remember you texting me about the end, and I was at work. My boss was yelling at me. I was just like, nah, dude, chill. This is important.
My boy, he did it. But yeah, I would say Fate Unlimited Blade Works and then Zero. That's how I would recommend that to watch, because it's not super long. Like I said, I mean, if you're going for long ones, obviously, dude, like Naruto or he's watching Bleach, but
One Piece, Fairy Tail.
Oh, that's another one on the list. Joey, you were with me on that, right? We've never watched Fairy Tail, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, it's on the list. It's on there. We eventually will. But
I mean, I recommend it, but I'm not going to be like Mike, where, you have to watch it.
Well,
it's one of those longer ones. Like, it's not as long as Naruto and Bleach, but it's still pretty long. Like, so put that one on the back burner for now. All
right. Well, Brennan, I hope that helped you out a little bit with some of our suggestions. Check them out. Let us know if you did and if you enjoyed them. I know you will. We had another person write in. They said, it was Carlos, the Primo. All right. He said, what is the definition of an anime? Side note, he also said, Dragon Tales is his favorite anime. So fuck him. But
Dragon
that's
Tales.
what he said.
Dragon
I respect
Tales,
it.
Dragon Tales.
So before I kind of like okay, so I'm gonna give you the actual definition because Joey put it in here so nicely for me to read. So
Well, I was answering his question.
this is the answer.
This is the answer.
Okay, so from actual dictionary, right?
Like, anybody
Anime
have a different definition of it?
is a style of Japanese film and television animation, typically aimed at adults as well as children. Now that's the official definition. But my question is because okay, here's the big thing, right? This is what he talks to us about at work and shit. So like, there's shows. What is the difference, right, between an anime and say Avatar or Mike, you mentioned earlier Samurai Jack and things like that. So I guess I'll start with you, Junior. What is it that, like, if you're watching something animated, I guess, what is going to, like, how are you going to know this is an anime, this is just a cartoon difference?
Pretty much the studio. The studio as to where it's based off of, is what determines whether it's just a cartoon or an anime. Animes typically come from Japan or China or Asia, pretty much. Whether it's, Korean or, Chinese or Japanese, whatever. And then a cartoon is all pretty much North America based. And Avatar, that came out of, an English, studio. So that pretty much puts it in the just regular animated category. Whereas, Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, SAO, those are all Japanese studios that develop those. Those are what are animes.
All right, Mike, anything that you would go with that?
Well, it's a certain art style as well. You could tell usually the difference between a cartoon or a Western cartoon than an anime. Basically just that's Japan's word for animation. It's anime. So if it comes from Japan and it has a feel, it has a look, I would say it's anime. If it doesn't, then it's not.
All right, Joey, you got anything to add to that?
No, I was pretty much. Mike said pretty much like 90% of what I was going to say. That's the art style and where it's from. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Highly recommend Dragon Tales, though. Fantastic. Thanks, Carlos.
It's a good cartoon anime.
Teaches you a lot.
Holy shit. All right.
Or is it an anime cartoon?
See, this is where it gets
cartoon
real
anime,
confusing,
I think. I think it's cartoon anime simply because it was based off of here.
Right.
Well, I'm still, it's gonna blow people's minds when the studio is based in Japan. And
Ooh,
everyone's like,
that's
"Fuck!
gonna blow my mind.
God damn it!"
I will eat my words.
All right, so that wraps up the first edition of the Big J and BB Show Weebisode. I got it this time. Thank you. So what we'll do kind of moving forward is whether there are anime news we can break down, but mostly a lot of it's going to be us just bullshitting about animes we watch. That's kind of going to be the gist of it, along with if there is any news. But that'll kind of be the gist of it. We'll learn as we go. We're just gonna learn as we go. So as always, you could find us Twitter at Big J and BB Show, Facebook.com/Big J and BB Show, Instagram at Big J and BB Show. You can find us on your podcast platform of choice. Just search Big J and BB Show. YouTube.com/Big J and BB Show. I've been adding the videos. I have 2 gaming episodes. The most recent 2 video game episodes we got on there talking about different video game news. For that, just maybe because just a different outlet to be on. I think Streamlabs.com/Undead Red Bull. You can find our Big J and BB Show shirt, the new one, and Undead Red Bull shirt as well. I think they're $15 a pop, so go on there, order one, represent the shows and the streamer. So that would be pretty cool as well. All right, so Junior, you can take us away with the anime quote of the week.
All right, so this one is coming straight out of Trigun by Miss Millie Thompson. Every journey begins with a single step. We just have to have patience. I felt like that was perfectly for what's going on right now with COVID-19. Patience, people. Patience.
You stay weeby.